welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be sharing my tips and tricks for contouring for beginners. So if you want to know how I got this look, then keep on watching. So I went ahead and just applied my foundation on as a base before jumping into the contour. And I'm going to start with saying my number one tip for beginners for contouring would be just to start simple with your products. You want to pick whether you're going to be using a cream contour or a shadow based contour. When I first started contouring, I used cream. I just find that it blends a lot easier and there's a lot more options for products out there. So if you want to start super simple and you don't really know what you're doing first, I recommend a contour stick. I know that Fenty makes these. This one is a Benefit. It's called the Quickie Contour Stick. So it's just one shade that you get and you can just apply it everywhere where you would apply your contour, and it keeps it super simple. And then once you kind of start to get used to the products, you can start to try out new ones. So I'm going to start with the Kat Von D contour palette in shade medium. So this one comes with 3 darker shades on the bottom, and then it has some highlighting and concealing shades on the top. So I always like to start with my nose first when I'm contouring because it's my biggest problem area. So I'll normally just take a brush like this, a small kind of shadow brush where I can apply it easily. And I'm going to use my contour palette and I'm going to go into the darkest shade in the palette. I'm just going to put it on my brush like so. And I'm just going to jump right in and start to kind of draw a line all down to the tip of my nose. And I like to bring it up all the way to the brow. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. The reason I bring it up so high is because I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have like these 2 bumps on the side of my nose which really bug me. So I like my nose to look a little bit longer and more narrow, so when you bring up the contour, I think it really gives that effect to it. So it really depends on the type of nose that you have or what type of results that you're looking for. And when I get to the bottom, I like to go over the bottom because it makes your nose look more lifted if there's kind of a shadow at the bottom. So I just like to fill in the tip, and that's where I leave it for the nose contour. So next I'm going to do my cheeks, and for my cheeks I like to use a brush. This is a flat contour brush. It's just flat on the edge here. So I'm going to go with the same shade and I'm going to apply the contour just a little higher than my cheekbones just to give a more like lifted effect and make my face look a little bit longer because my face is quite round. So again, it depends on what type of face shape that you have. You might want to bring it a little lower right where your cheekbones are. So just be cognizant of your exact face shape. So I'm going to go in with the brush in the same shade that I used on my nose contour. And I'm just going to apply it right about here. And on the other side. I'm going to also do my forehead and my jawline. So for my forehead, I like to just keep it on the outer edges. I don't normally go all the way around. So I just like to do 2 lines here. And then on my jawline, I will just do 2 lighter lines. So now that I have my contour on, I'm going to go in with my concealer. Today I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. And I'm going to start with under my eye. I like to just dab, I don't use too much concealer under the eye. On the bridge of the nose. And bring that up into the forehead. Underneath where you did the contour on your cheekbones. A little bit on the chin. So my number 2 tip for beginners for contouring would be to blend properly. What I like to do is use a brush first over the actual dark contour, and then I'll go in with a beauty blender after just to make sure that everything is really well blended out. So I'm going to go in with a contour brush. This one is by Sigma. I'm going to start with my cheeks. And I'm just going to buff that out towards the hairline. On the forehead, you want to buff it into your hairline because you don't want any strange lines on your forehead. Now for my nose, I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush, just a little bit fluffy on the end, and I'm going to go in with a really light hand and buff out the contour on the nose. And I'll kind of start to buff it in towards the outer parts of the nose. So this is actually my third time recording this video. The first time I didn't like the way it turned out. Yesterday I did, which was Sunday, I did a really, well, what I thought was like an okay take, and then I didn't realize my camera had run out of memory space and deleted half of the video. So I went to go edit and half the video wasn't there. So now I've come home from work and I'm filming this again. So I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender next, and I'm gonna go over the concealer that I put on. So I'm gonna start under here. I find that you have to work kind of fast with the Tarte Shape Tape because it dries pretty quickly. So don't wait too long to buff it out. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into where I put the contour, and I'm gonna go over and make sure that that's all nicely buffed out. So my number 3 tip for beginners would be, if you want a more dramatic look or you want your contour to pop in any particular places, you can do these steps again and just make sure everything is blended out super well. What I like to do, especially if I'm using a cream contour first, I like to go in over where I contoured with a powder contour. I just find that it makes it look a little more light and it's not as dramatic. So I'm gonna do this on my nose, and I'm gonna go into the Smashbox contour kit, and I'm gonna use this lighter shade here. So I'm just gonna lightly go over in the nose. So I'm going to do the same thing with a contour brush. I'm going to use this middle shade here for my cheekbones and my forehead. So I'm just going to go over the same spot into the hairline. There we go. So after that is all done, oh, apparently I'm having like an allergic reaction, so I'm just gonna cover that up with my hair. So the next step would be to set the concealer. Today I'm using the Cover FX setting powder, and I'm just gonna take a beauty blender like this that has like a flat edge on both ends, and I'm just gonna use the lid of the product and dump a generous amount in there, just so you have, I don't know if you guys can see that, just so you have enough to put on, because you do need a lot of product. So I'm just gonna dab in there, and I'm gonna do my under eyes first, and also make sure that your concealer is perfectly blended out under your eyes, because once you set it, there's kind of just no going back. So I'm just dabbing it. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bridge of my nose. And underneath my cheekbones. So once you have your powder on, you're going to want to let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes before you wipe it away. This is going to give the setting powder a chance to settle into the skin and actually kind of give you that flawless finish when you wipe the powder away. So I'm just going to wait the 10 minutes and I will be right back. Okay, it's been like 8 minutes, so I think that's long enough. I'm going to go in with this fluffy brush. It's by Sigma. It's called Taper Face. And I'm just going to lightly wipe away the excess powder. Okay, there we have it. So the excess powder has been wiped off. Okay, so after you're done those steps, you can go in with your highlighter. Today I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. I'm just going to use a highlighting brush and go over my cheekbones and also the bridge of my nose. And a little bit on the nose, lip. And I always like to finish by using just a setting spray. I'm going to use the Too Faced Festival Refresh. I really like this one because it has like little pearly crystals in it. So it makes your face look a little bit shimmery. So just gonna spray that all over. Okay, there we have it. So this is my top tips and tricks for contouring and baking for beginners. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next time. Hi guys, thanks for tuning back into my channel. Oh my god. I forgot what I was gonna say. What am I doing today? Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. Fuck. Hi guys, welcome back to my jazz hands apparently. I can't do this.